Some students get denied the Georgian visa and they are left speechless and they can't actually figure out why. And it's very easy to come up with so many conspiracy theories like, oh, they have certain number of students, or yeah, they have certain number of students they want to give visa, or they just don't want to give certain nationalities visa. The consular officer just don't like me. About 95% of all situations, it's the fault of applicants. So I'm going to give 5 main reasons why applicants get denied at the Georgian embassy. Hello guys, Dr. Play here. Sometimes I receive messages from denied applicants. I ask some of them, do you have this document? They say, yes, I have it. Do you have these documents? Yes, I have it. What about these documents? No, I don't. Some have all the documents, but it's sometimes maybe outdated. So there are other factors like that. So I am going to give 5 main reasons why students get denied at the Georgian embassy. So the first reason why students get denied is, number 1, incomplete documents. So I'm going to give you guys the essential list of documents that you must have before you actually apply for the student visa. So the first requirement is your international passport. Obviously, you can't travel without that. Number 2 is your high school certificate. Number 3 is the ministry order or ministry decree. So the ministry order is granted by the Ministry of Education in Georgia. And so you must make sure you get this ministry order maybe through the university. So make sure your university send you the ministry order before you apply for the Georgian embassy. It's, in my opinion, it's the most important document. Number 4 is the invitation letter. The university is mandated to give you invitation letter. They have to invite you. So if you don't have this document, request from the university. Number 5 is accommodation letter. Most universities in Georgia, they help students by, they give this letter, even though they don't have hostel, but they still give this letter to students. And in the letter, they indicate that they are going to assist the students in the search for apartments, and they'll be responsible for that. So make sure that your university or maybe the agent you're using provide the accommodation letter for you. So we've spoken about international passports, high school certificate, ministry decree, invitation letter, accommodation letter. Number 6, travel insurance. The Georgian embassy require at least 4-month travel insurance. Personally, I tell students to get 6 months travel insurance. This will give you space, because sometimes when you apply for the Georgian visa, you may not be interviewed straight away. So sometimes you may be interviewed maybe a month or 2 or maybe 3 months after. So make sure you have that space. They require 4 months insurance, but I will advise you to get 6 months insurance. So a travel insurance of 6 months. Number 7, police report. So make sure you get a police report from where you are residing. Number 8, medical certificates. So you have to get a medical certificate. You need to undergo a medical checkup in a government-approved hospital and get a medical fitness certificate from your primary physician. Medical certificate is so essential. So in the medical certificate, you basically have to do blood tests, normal routine tests like general medical checkup. Very similar to medical certificate, this is very, very crucial as well. Especially if you are coming from West Africa, if you're coming from Africa, you need to get yellow fever vaccination card. Number 9 is your bank statement. You must have at least $7,000 worth of bank statement of 3 months transaction is enough, minimum. So number 10 is affidavit or sponsor letter. So your sponsor, that is the owner of the bank statement, must prepare a letter that states his or her intention of sponsoring you in Georgia. So basically, he's going to say, oh, I, Mr. So, I am assuming responsibility. I am going to take care of all the bills, the tuition fee, the accommodation, and every other expenses in Georgia throughout the course of study. So, and after the letter has been written, your sponsor will notarize this letter. So it's called affidavit or sponsor letter. So these are very, very important. These are the essential required documents that are needed for you to be able to have a successful visa application. Then maybe you can add other supporting documents. If you are a transfer student, you can get your academic transcript and all those kind of supporting documents. But these are the bare minimum documents that are required. The second reason why students are denied visa is, so apart from you having all the documents, you may possess all the required documents and still make mistakes and still get denied. And why? So some students present outdated documents. All these documents I listed, they have to be current. That is, they have to be recent. They must not be more than 3 to 4 weeks old, right? So let's say you get the documents today, you must apply for visa between the next 3 weeks. Otherwise, these documents will be outdated. So all the listed documents except one will be outdated within 3 to 4 weeks. And that document, so except one, except the ministry decree. The ministry decree is valid for 1 year, right? So if you get your ministry decree and you don't apply for your visa interview on time, you don't need to worry because it's valid for 1 year. So there's no need to worry about that. But other documents like medical reports, like police reports, just an example, the fact that you're not a criminal now doesn't mean after 2 to 3 weeks or 4 weeks you won't be a criminal. So obviously they need a very recent police report. Another example is a medical report. The fact that you don't have hepatitis now doesn't mean in the next 3 weeks you won't get infected with hepatitis. So that's the reason why these documents, except the ministry decree, must not be more than 3 to 4 weeks old. Make sure you get up-to-date documents. If you realize one document is out of date, make sure you get another one. The third reason why students get denied the Georgian visa is the poor performance at the embassy. Many students they have all the documents, up-to-date documents, but they still go to the Georgian embassy and mess everything up. They get nervous, they freeze and all that. There are some people that actually have such anxiety, especially when they go for an interview. Let's have it right. Interviews are always intimidating. You've invested so much. You've invested your emotions, your money, your energy on it, and you are so desperate to get it right. So sometimes, obviously, it makes you nervous, right? So, but you want to make sure you practice before you go. I have a video about 7 most likely questions that are asked at the Georgian embassy, so you can check it out. The link will be in the description below, so make sure you check it out. 7 most asked questions at the Georgian embassy. So make sure you go through all these questions, be comfortable with the questions. You can get a friend and rehearse an interview section with him or her, so you can be comfortable and confident when you go for an interview. So many students freeze at the interview and they mess everything up. They get nervous and they can't even answer basic question about their university and the purpose of going to Georgia. So make sure you are prepared. And also about the interview, make sure to avoid what is called information mix match, information contradiction. Make sure the information filled in your application form is the exact information you are giving back to the consular officer. Because if they realize the information let's say, so for example, when you're applying, so they ask you a question about your sponsor and you're telling the consular officer you are giving the consular officer a different information about your sponsor, as against the one you filled in your application form. So you make sure it's, very, very, it tallies with exactly what you wrote, what you submitted, in your application. Make sure it tallies with what you filled in your application form. So avoid information contradiction. So the fifth one, this is very, very important. The fifth reason why some students get denied, right? They have all the documents. They have all the documents are up to date. The information tallies. They answer questions confidently, but the consular officers ask this one question, right? Did you apply through an agent? did you apply through an agency or you applied yourself? Please, please, and please make sure you tell them you apply yourself, even if you apply through an agency. Okay, because the embassy don't like agents. They don't like agencies because they feel like you are not representing what's being submitted. You are not the one that filled the form, so you may give out false information. So make sure you tell them you submitted, you applied you applied by yourself. Make sure you tell them you searched the university by yourself, because they may ask you, how did you get to know about the university? So make sure you tell them you're responsible for everything. So guys, these are the reasons why you may get denied, and make sure you avoid all these mistakes. So if this is your first time of watching my video, please make sure you click the like button, subscribe as well, so you can see more of these videos in the future. Please guys, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and let me know in the comment section if you have any question. Let me know in the comment section, about applying for Georgian visa. Put it in the comment section below, and I'll try as much as possible reply everyone. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.